Hello everybody and welcome here to the Wine with Jimmy channel. Thank you so much for clicking by and welcome to a channel dedicated to wine education, and this is no exception in this video. My videos are designed to help you get more from a specific topic in wine, be it a country, grape variety, winemaking techniques, style, and so on. Most of my videos are designed to keep syllabus and text of major wine qualifications in the world, and this is no exception. This is a WSET Level 3 video on Alsace, and we're looking here at video 2 on the appellation structure. If you do have a comment or question about Alsace, potentially you may have been there, experienced the wine, the gastronomy, you love the styles produced, please do leave your comments and questions below this video. Make sure you click like and subscribe. This is video 2, video 3 and 4 that follow on winemaking and key styles, plus the all-important short written question work through. As an examiner, I'll take you through written questions. They are available only on my e-learning portal. That's over at www.winewithjimmy. Okay, so we know where Alsace is from the first video. It's located on the eastern side of France on the border of Germany, separated by the River Rhine. We're here going to be talking about the appellation structure, so how the legislation and regulation is formed in Alsace and how that corresponds on the label, for example. So here, first of all, we're talking about the generic appellation, which is called Appellation Origine Contrôlée, AOC Alsace. So this is the majority of the region's production, and most wines are made from a single grape variety, and these wines will be varietally labelled. Now, a little point of difference here, the label I'm showing you doesn't have a single variety, so it is not from a single grape. But if we do have a grape variety mentioned on the label, it must be 100% of that wine, so it must be from that named grape variety. Now, about 80% of Alsatian wines are actually our single varietals, but that leaves 20% that are blends. Though the smaller number of blends are made. One here is an Edelzwicker, for example, and there's also others that you can find. Some villages have the right to add their name to the appellation for certain styles of wine, but this tends to be actually quite rare. Edelzwicker is more of a basic blend that you can find within Alsace, but there are good examples that can exist. So really, the simple structure of Alsace is what I mentioned, Alsace AOC, which we've just covered, and then Alsace Grand Cru. Okay, so very different. And there are over 50 vineyards that each have their own Grand Cru appellation. So you'll see here on the label, Grand Cru Schlossberg. And Schlossberg is its own individual Grand Cru AOC. Now, the wines must be made from a single noble grape variety. I've listed them on the right-hand side: Riesling, Muscat, Gewürztraminer, or Pinot Gris, so the nobles. But please, this is more of an introduction to Alsace. If you are going to get really enthused and discover Alsace, please be aware there are a few exceptions of some blends, and also some exceptions including grape varieties like Sylvaner and Pinot Noir, but most of them are made from these four that you see on the right-hand side. Now, the label must state the name of the vineyard, in this example, Schlossberg, the vintage, and where appropriate, the grape variety. So you see here it says Alsace Grand Cru at the top, Grand Cru Schlossberg, and Riesling. There's a bit of a map for you, just to show you a detailed map between Colmar and going up towards sort of Bergheim and St. Hippolyte towards the right-hand side of that map. And the darker shade there, you'll see there's actually plenty Grand Crus found in this small section of land. Controversy has dogged Alsace Grand Cru appellation since its inception back in the 80s. The major issue continues to be that of the vineyard boundaries. Many Grand Crus are considered by some top producers to be far too large and encompass land that's not really worthy of the Grand Cru status. You'll see you've got some large ones here. There's Turquin Brand, which is just found up there. You will see Florimont, for example, as well. So there are some fairly sizable ones here. So for this reason, some producers with Grand Cru vineyards choose not to label their wines as Grand Cru. So that is a little bit of political interest there. Now, other labelling terms, we have the appellation structure for Vendanges Tardives. Now, Vendanges Tardives is applicable to both Alsace AOC and Grand Cru. It means late harvest. And these wines can be only made from one of the 4 noble grape varieties and must have a specific minimum sugar ripeness depending on that specific grape variety. In the best wines, the grapes will have undergone passerillage. And this also might be a little bit of noble rot, but it's more classically passerillage. And passerillage is basically the drying of the grapes on the vine. And then we have Sélection de Grains Nobles. These wines can only be made from one of the 4 noble grape varieties again, and also must have a certain minimal sugar ripeness depending on their specific grape variety. The minimum sugar ripeness levels here are set higher than Vendanges Tardives, and they usually obtain this by noble rot. The wines are not very common, however. They're not produced every year. It's important for you to understand that for Sélection de Grains Nobles, noble rot, you're going to need moisture. That's going to come from prevailing weather patterns, rivers, or lakes. And you really don't have any of them here. So the Vosges protects from a lot of humidity. The river is quite far away. The Rhine River is quite far away from most vineyards. So this is actually quite a rare climatic thing that happens in the land of Alsace. Other labelling terms, just so you might be aware, the simplicity of Alsace, so either Alsace AOC or Alsace Grand Cru, can cause problems for some producers to actually seek to distinguish between different qualities of the wines that they produce. So because of this, you'll often find producers coming up with their own names, such as Réserve Personnelle, that you see here with Trimbach, or also Cuvée Spéciale, for example. These actually have no legal status, though they often will mean slightly better than their standard Pinot Noir, for example, in this case on your slide. Well, that brings me to a conclusion for video 2, talking about the appellation structure. If you wish to join me for part 3, talking about all the key wine styles, grape varieties and winemaking, and then also video 4 on me as an examiner going through a short written question on Alsace, then you'll need to go and sign up over at the e-learning portal for Wine with Jimmy. It's very, very useful, lots of exclusive video content, and then of course, tons of multiple choice, flashcards, and other types of questions and interactive map studies. Once again, any comments or questions, get in touch with the comment section below this video. But until next time, I've been Jimmy Smith. And if you come to the UK, come and see me for a class, glass or bottle. Ciao for now.